fuck? You got a fly on your love? What, 2 flies on you? You don't seem that bothered. Are they helping? Very stoic. This one's a ground trooper. Hello there, brother. Oh, sorry. No, I shouldn't have done that. Apologies. Can't even let me bloody dog in the garden no more. Come on, you get that deed over there, brother. Yeah. Wait, you don't go out too quickly. I'm watching you, brother. You don't go near that bird, I swear to God. Okay, he's done the runner. Look at this guy. He's held up. He's entrenched. We're behind enemy lines. Oh God, I'm sorry, dude. I gotta do this. Jokes aside, come on, use the bathroom quick, mate. Yeah, outside. Yeah, it's good to be outside. Puts hairs on your chest. Makes you feel like a man. You know what I mean? What do you think about this one? Why don't you tell me? With those lips. Hello, mate. Okay. Goo. The goo of the gods. Alright, so another day. I ended up eating bad food a couple of days ago. And then obviously you try and make up for it by working harder. But then because I had inflammation, I felt a bit of discomfort in my shoulder and stuff. So it's just an easy thing to learn from, really. Like, you don't push immediately after failure. You got to recover first, and then, you know, and that's the humble part, because you can't run away from it. You got to like be like, no, I fucked up, I messed up, I failed, and just sit in it, kind of feel it, learn the lesson, move on. You'll do it quicker than, well, I'll do it quicker within my experience if I just sit and learn from the mistakes. But it's painful, so that's why I probably wasn't able to do it for a long time. I find it's better with stretching or yoga, just to make it a bit more dynamic, really. I feel like those rigid yoga routines, which are generationally passed down, are very much focused on the spiritual aspect and don't really align with this state of cultural anxiety that we live in now. So it's okay to express a bit of that anxiety as long as you're doing it productively. You know, and it's just a bit more maybe liberating, I suppose. Just to be able to add your own movements, your own style. and not be boxed into what other people think you should be doing. Life thrives on variation. It's very hard to accept that, because me personally, I have always fallen into the trap of trying to make people more like me. You know, saying, oh, you should be doing this or you should be doing that, but it's nonsense. They should be doing them, whatever that is, and I should wise up to how necessary it is for them, for other people to be them, and if they're not, they can quite quickly become distorted. I think that's what happened to me. I ended up very much distorted, kind of like a warped vinyl record. And then you no longer play sweet music, you play something that's almost frightening in some ways. It can sometimes be humorous, but more often than not, it's just distressing, I think. You know, and it's very much what I'm doing now. Is the idea is to feel good. That didn't feel good. Problem with talking is your thoughts take you away from the immediacy of life. And so all I really want to be doing is, in a lot of ways, is engaging with everything that's going on in the immediate moment. I suppose you can still do that while talking. It's just, I think it requires practice. And I've probably spent too long putting too much emphasis on the importance of thought and not enough emphasis on the importance of consciousness. You know, I spent a lot of my life trying to escape consciousness because I found it too distressing. Which is why shutting your eyes is quite nice, because it's a lot harder to escape yourself. I feel like the mat shrunk. I don't know what's going on. Oh. Very much. If I am trying to gain a greater level of self-mastery, it starts with feeling comfortable with yourself. You know, God, and I spent 15 years running away from myself, and by the end of that I was withered, broken. Just can't afford to do that anymore, you know. And it's been two and a half, just over 2.5 years, I think. Might have been more. In fact, no, I think it's been 3.5. Christmas, when I was 27, is when I hit rock bottom. 2 weeks before Christmas, I think, something like that. So yeah, coming on 4 years. Still haven't fully recovered. Oh, mad. A lot of that was because I didn't know what to do. And I had nobody who had good advice around me. So, thank God for the internet and the information available to us all now, that we can, if we so choose, find solutions to our own problems better than ever. Alright, it's probably enough of filming. It's just so you get an idea as to what I'm actually doing. Yeah. Yoga with your eyes closed. Add dynamic movement. Only do what feels good. Don't ever push through discomfort. Re-establish where the boundaries are and press against them each day. Productive discomfort. Keep moving forward. Don't ever stop learning, growing. Yeah. Hopefully I can make something good of this life that I've been given. Over and out. Alright, so I was thinking it's interesting how, like, these days we've become transfixed as to the end result. The person who's really fit, the person who's really healthy, the person who's living a really good life. But for me, I found so little information about where are the foundations, where's the start? Like, where did these people begin? Like, none of that's recorded, none of that's documented. And like, in so many ways, I'm right at the bottom. And so at least I can record it. Like, my hand joints are healing quickly. And like all this other stuff is just healing, and I'm in a good space. But I'm skinny, I'm weak, I can't do proper push-ups, pull-ups, I can't do squats in any large number consistently. I just can't do all these things that are so much to do with potential, I suppose, your capacity for enduring difficult circumstances which other people aren't necessarily willing to endure, and therefore actually live a more unique and kind of a more unique and substantial life, one of actual achievement. And so I'm at the bottom. I'm 30 years old. It's not been good for the last 3-4 years. It's not, and beyond that, it's not been good for the last 18 to 20. I'd say 20 years. It's broken me down, and just destroyed me. I didn't have the capacity to deal with the emotional and kind of physical aspects of exposed to me within my life. I didn't have the resources, I didn't have the capacity to endure the amount of stress under which I was going to be put under, and it literally shattered me. So I suppose the idea is, future me, or whoever is watching this, the goal of life, as far as I can tell, is the capacity for endurance, because it's a long game, and within that capacity for endurance, it's an understanding as to how to recover, how to tolerate, I suppose, this interaction that we're constantly undergoing within the immediate moment. It's just like, there's all these kind of like, it's kind of like a massage. It can be, if you're living effectively, where things are being pushed and prodded all the time, and your body's got to respond to that. Now I don't know what the flip side of a massage is, but I feel like most of our life are the flip side of a massage, where it's not relaxing, it's terrifying. But yeah, I'm right at the bottom, and it's humble. And I think often I used my ego to protect myself from the idea of the bottom, because it was too frightening. But the bottom's where you build from. And if you can't embrace the helplessness of being at the bottom, you'll never construct anything sizable within reality. Ted, me, future me, or whoever else is watching. The bottom is reality if your circumstances aren't good. And I'm slowly waking up to my circumstances are better than I thought they were. But I was infected with terror. Because I didn't have the things that I needed. I didn't have access, psychological and physical access to the things that I needed to thrive. And although that potentially wasn't my fault, it was certainly my responsibility. And this is just going to be about personal responsibility. You know, and this is the bottom. Like, I can't do push-ups. It's just, and it's like, the reason I started recording was like, I can push my fingers down and drop down, and I can basically regrow tendon length. Because my body suddenly understands that it has to be able to support this process. Otherwise it just doesn't send nutrients there. It's like, oh, he's not using his arms, I'll make them weak. He's not using his legs, I'll make them fragile, you know? He's not using his mind, I'll make it dumb. You know? And like, how many courses on exercise show the very beginning, where the exercises you should be focusing on are just natural body exercises, and actually doing it in a way that doesn't make it seem degrading to the individual. And it's actually, you should be proud that you can lift your arms above your head, and you should be proud that you can lift your arms up by your side, and that you can move your arms around. It should, you know, you don't have to do 10 pull-ups, you don't have to do 100 push-ups. You just got to start, learn where your foundations are, and you know, begin the journey of listening to yourself. Anyway, I hope that's valuable, whoever is reflecting on this, because life's about growth and movement and freedom and all these beautiful things that give us the capacity to benefit other people's lives. And I think I lost a lot of confidence in myself because I didn't have any assurances that I was actually benefiting people's lives anymore. And I thought the exact opposite. And within that is the responsibility. It's like, it was my responsibility to be like, no, this isn't good enough. I need to find the responses, you know. And like, quite for me, the best thing I could have done is just went out on my own path. But I stayed in the bubble, and within that bubble I was non-effective. Kind of needed to pop it, and it got popped for me because I got ill. And a lot of what I'm saying is probably easier said than done, but it's about making it easy. And to do that, you need to know where you're starting from, or I need to know where I'm starting from. And I'm just learning to accept that now. I'm right here. Keep working hard and do everything you can to learn to love your life.